coming up, or if the 85 was coming down. And that is going to be the 85. Up one spot from restart. A little damage to the rear, though. Robert Jordan in 19th, down 3 spots. And TJ Aylan, ooh, looks like he has moved off track. But up front, Joey Hickox has not found a way yet to get around the 19 of Justin Parham. The 75, William McKellar, still runs third, but the leader is running the bottom. The other two, they're not going to run the bottom because they're not
Hey,
going to
Mr. Smith.
get that dirty air. They're not going to be able to get as much grip. They're trying the top lane. They're committing to it, and it looks like they're still starting to fade those. Surely enough, that top lane, I still think on the older tires, is going to get a little faster. But let's run a lap here with these guys so you can see just how dynamic the line is.
You reckon?
First one's going to be with Justin Parham. Listen to the throttle input and watch the wheel. And you hear it, he is sliding his tires around. Let's compare that to Joey Hickox. And I'll tell you what, it sounded close, but it almost sounded like, from that view at least, oh, caution is out. We got another yellow flag. I think Kenneth Riedinger might be in this one again. Oh, sure enough, he is. This is out of turn 2. And it looks like they are all going to get back rolling now. Third caution here in the first 30 laps. We're averaging a caution just under every 10 laps. As Papa Turbo did say in the chat. Let's go Paul Witt. Let's take a look at it. Oh, this is further up. Oh, this one's going to involve Edward Smith and Kenneth Riedinger again. Oh.
Take credit for that one.
This is Bristol.
You're going to be in the back anyways.
Hold that thought, but I want you guys to watch. Let's see if there's a little unhappiness here. And that's hard to say. I'm not sure if the 85 just got checked up or if Kenneth Riedinger, who was involved in that last caution with the 85, and then they're just barreling in here. Wow, Jay Stinson came in there hard. The 66, Randy Bonomi, and then there's just some more contact behind after that. Let's try this from the cockpit view here of Kenneth Riedinger, who had damage on that truck still. I don't think he had chose to use his fast repair. Let's ride on board with him here and see what it sounds like. And that one's a little odd. I'm not really sure. I don't want to accuse Kenneth of doing anything. Like I said, it just looks that way. We know
You've been a
Bristol's
bitch this whole time since you got in here, Stinson.
The 85 running such a different line all of a sudden. Kenneth maybe wasn't quite prepared for it. I'll give you one more view of this in general. This is where all these guys are going to come barreling in right here. This is what you get when you have one of these wrecks at Bristol.
I don't need to talk in the Discord. You came in here, the first thing you did was accuse when you turned up into me in practice. So you've been in a bad mood you've been in a bad mood the whole night.
Line in here. Watch this. And actually, you see,
I was fine until Stetson started wrecking people on pit road.
So hard to stop here. That does bring out your third caution tonight. Let's go back live where Justin Parham is getting ready to get the 1-to-go signal, I believe, from the flagman. He currently still sits first, has led every single one of them so far after getting the pole, or just about every one of them. William McKellar may have stolen one or two. Joey Hickox.
Okay,
Russ Kilgore fourth, and Paul Witt rounding out the top 5. By the way, I want to let everybody know I do apologize. I'm working on 4 hours of sleep from last night, so if I seem a little bit off the game, I do apologize. But I hope everybody out there is enjoying the broadcast. Believe it or not, first time
I'll keep the house side, Joey.
Bristol here, and I like the racing I'm seeing. I know we've had some cautions, but when these guys get to racing, it's really cool to see the different lines and the different momentum swings. But Justin Parham, even though he continues to start on the top, he has found something in both lanes. That last restart, though, we saw him working the bottom. And we'll see if he continues to work that, or maybe he changes his strat. And it looks like they're going to go one more
round. How the hell do you not know you was in second a minute ago?
The lights did go off this time. First stage, the caution will fly at the start of lap 51, meaning that lap 50 is the white flag lap. That is about 18 laps from now, and that's now the long ways to go here at Bristol. The lap times are not very long. In fact, pull it up for you right here. Take a look at the lap times. I mean, you see it there, that last lap that they ran under green, only 15 seconds. That is absolutely flying, so they will be there in no time. That means that you have got to go from the drop of the green. You don't want to find yourself out back either from what we've seen so far, because that has been where all the chaos and cautions have ensued. Looks like Jay Stinson has also got it back out on track, but now he is 2 laps down up front. Green flag is back out. Justin Parham gets a really good restart this time. Joey Hickox is going to tuck in line, gets right to work in that top lane. William McKellar ripping the bottom. It's Xander Short. Oh, he's got to check up a little bit. And that looked like the 28 Russ Kilgore maybe a little bit slower than Xander Short was ready for. We still got one truck working the bottom. And I believe that is going to be Paul Witt, sure enough. Another one of the max speed. Oh, the 75 gets spun. William McKellar looks like he saves it. No caution just yet, but he is really slow on track. Everybody's trying to dodge him. And he may not be too happy about what just happened there. Let's go back and show you before we get too far ahead of ourselves. And it looks like that's Russ Kilgore. Oh, maybe just gets it a little too hot, slides up. Cleans the 75 up into the wall. He does hold on to it, but he is falling way back. And with that damage, he is going to have to be careful. The 19, Justin Parham, though, still leading up front. The 31, Joey Hickox, that has, however, moved Paul Witt to third. He is up 4 spots from where he started. 37 of the 250 completed so far. It's going to be Xander Short back here in 5th place, up 6 spots. Chris Akers, boy, he is on the move, up 14 spots from where he started. Taking a look here from the blimp cam. Let's go back a little bit farther in this field. How did William McKellar fare after this? Looks like he has gotten settled back in 12th here. So the damage not affecting him as bad as a mile and a half. So, of course, Bristol not quite as aerodynamic. The good news is he's going to have a stage coming up here in just 11 laps. He'll be able to use, I don't think he'll use a fast run that actually, but he will be able to pit, repair the optional damage, and then get back out here. I think I like this TV3 cam the best, though, because it really shows you just how close the distance and stuff between these people is. Justin Parham has stretched it out to over half a second lead, trying to get it to a second. Meanwhile, Paul Witt has closed the gap on Joey Hickox, and he is certainly trying right now to get by that 31 before the end of the stage. 10 laps to go. Oh, it looks like we did have somebody coming to the pits here. Couldn't tell who that was. Russ Kilgore, boy, he has fallen back after that. In fact, he's a lap down. Not sure if he decided to come into pit. Jay Stinson, Albert Hewins, that's who we saw try to make that late entry. Looks like he was able to get into his box, though. 8 laps to go here in stage 1. Joey Hickox still holds off Paul Witt for now. Let's see if we have anybody balanced through the field. Matthew Fritz, Xander Short, Chris Akers. They are all by themselves, and everybody has gotten pretty spread out. Looks like the 25 here, DJ Madish, is trying to get by Vicente Guerrero, but it's not going to work right now. Further back, the 75, William McKellar, still just trying to hold on. There's the 85, Edward Smith. Oh, he's getting loose, and it looks like he is able to hold on. Boy, that was a really close call for the 85. He has had some troubles early. It looks like Justin Parham is going to work up now on his first lap traffic of the race. You see on your track map, we have trucks everywhere. I don't know if he's going to make these next 6 laps before he gets up there. Good news is he has a 1.5-second gap on the second truck. That's Joey Hickox. Paul Witt still not quite able to get by, trying to work that bottom lane. I don't know if he just doesn't quite have the tires in him or what. Oh, we got one on the bottom. That is Albert Hewins coming off the pits. And Justin Parham is going to try to make it around 4 more laps here. I think, to be honest, he's maybe hoping he doesn't catch these lap trucks before the end of the stage, because then he doesn't have to worry about any potential incidents. But if he does, he's going to have to be a little careful here. Some of these lap trucks aren't going to let him by too easily, because they are all fighting to either stay on the lead lap or be the first truck a lap down. And he's going to go around the 85. Ooh, looked like maybe they're going to go 3 wide for a second. But he gets around Edward Smith. Now he's going to try to work by the 66, Randy Bonomi, who does leave it open up top.
They got me driving angry.
Right there. Show of respect, rather. Randy Bonomi to the
I was lapping down some cars there, and they fucking spun out from under me. I almost shit myself.
Oh, and he's going to get...
I didn't know if they was going to come up and get me before I was cleared good.
Bring the yellow flag back out. And Randy,
I used up a set of tires I didn't want to use up.
I couldn't tell initially who he got into.
What happened on pit road?
And they have brought it down to the pit.
He was slowing down because he said his race is over, so he's going slow. So I went to the inside of him. Then he just fucking put it in my door.
Let's see here. Who's he gonna
like, what am I supposed to do? Sit there and run behind you as you're going fucking under the speed limit?
Yeah.
Fucking costing me time.
Just gets in there a little
then he just wouldn't. He refused to get off my door.
Makes the 74 slide up the track. He goes. Does anyone else make contact, though, here with him? And no, thankfully, it was a pretty innocent spin, but it did bring the caution out to 74.
Yeah, these guys are going 30 miles an hour on pit road.
That is one of the max speed TV drivers, Robert Jordan, that is. And he may not be too happy with Randy Bonomi after that. But it just shows you all the different lines these guys are running. Let's take one more view at it here. And watch watch how quickly he closes the gap on Robert Jordan right here. Back this up a little bit. You see, he's going to try to duck to the inside here. And I'll tell you who probably didn't like any of that was Justin Parham. He just escapes danger. You see Joey Hickox, Paul Witt arrive on the scene as well. They were also able to get away without any further incident. Let's go back live up front. Where your leader, Justin Parham, is going to win stage 1, I believe. Yep, sure enough, there we go, lap 51. So he is going to win stage 1. Second, looks like was going to be, I believe, Joey Hickox. Third, Paul Witt.
I think after this stage, I'm going to have to go this whole...
They are going to take one of their 5 sets of tires right here.
How many more stages are there?
Tires towards the end of the race here. You're going to be in good position.
You've got stage 2 and 3.
These guys going to be
and then the final 150 laps, or 100 laps, I think.
So at the end of stage 2, I'll have 2. At the end of stage 1, I'll have 1. I have 3 sets.
I don't think Joey pitted. Because I know he didn't come out before me.
Seeing him, unfortunately. But it looks like Joey Hickox is going to be your new leader. Those are a couple of trucks that are looking to get the wave around. Justin Parham has fallen back a spot. So let's bring Joey up here real quick and see if we can get a quick word with him before they go back green.
Right, I have 3 sets left. That's 3 changes,
Hey,
right?
Joey, it's Austin in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I could go the end of this stage.
Get outside, Joey.
Looks like we know Justin Parham did get the stage win, but it looks like you are going to be starting ahead of him here.
So I should still have enough to change halfway through the last segment, right?
Try to stay up here. Try to stay as
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I actually have enough.
I
didn't think about it when I came in the first time.
I don't know how well it's going to work, but it's a long race, so if I was going to try it, now would be the time.
We've seen you trying a couple different lanes. Is the top lane a place that you think you want to be for the rest of this thing?
Yeah, I'm more comfortable on the top side. Every time I get to the inside, if I clip the apron, I usually hit the wall or something. So it's just, for me, I'm more comfortable up here.
All right, well, good luck. Go get them. We'll let you back to your team.
All right, thanks, sir.
That was Joey Hickox, who is starting first. We see Justin Parham, who has led the most just about all the laps so far, and the 19 truck's going to be starting on his inside. And Justin has been very fast on that inside, but Joey seems to like the top lane. You just heard it there, so we'll see if maybe he can hold that 19 off. Clean air is still very important at tracks like Bristol, but here we go. Green flag is back out. Joey Hickox gets a huge jump in the Flatwood Chevy Silverado, and he is going to get right to the lead and try to get to work. Next scheduled caution will be at the end of lap 100. Until then, the race is on, and we'll see if we can go green for a little ways here. But Justin Parham, he's already starting to catch up to that 31 truck. Didn't take long. Just looks like he can work the bottom so much better. Cold tires right now. Everybody's going to be a little skeptical until those tires do get warm. And he is already side by side with Joey Hickox. Oh, Joey gets into the wall. That's going to allow the 19th to finally get by. The 429 of Paul Witt is also going to try to take advantage here. Couldn't quite get clear there. Joey still fighting back up top, but Xander Short tried to give his teammate a little bump draft here on the half-mile straightaway, or on the straightaway of this half-mile track. And sure enough, Paul Witt gets clear. We'll see what he can do now in that second position. Kenneth Riedinger, first time we are seeing him up here. He is up 14 spots from where he started. We'll see if he can make some noise. He has Matthew Fritz just behind him. John Bell up 5 spots. Chris Akers up 12. DJ Madish 9th. Vicente Guerrero up 4 spots, rounding out the top 10. Let's pull up that track map again because it shows you, I mean, look how quick we're already getting spread out. The 19 is not going to have to worry about lap track for a little longer, but man, Joey Hickox still battling Matthew Fritz here. He's fallen back quite a bit, all things considered, knowing that he started first.
You got him all over your ass.
I'm not sure if the damage is hurting that truck.
Yeah, I'm just fucking saving tires. I'm waiting on them to try to pass me. That's what I done last time. I was working on saving tires. They passed me, and I'd gas it up.
Akers looks to go by next
keep them from going, like right here.
Got really out of shape. Gathered it up, but now he is going to lose a spot or two as he slides.
I go to that high side, get a hell of a run, and keep them behind me.
There's the 14 Vicente Guerrero trying to creep up. Tell you what, Paul Witt, Xander Short, they have closed the gap on this 19. In fact, they're on his back bumper. And Xander Short looks like he's a little faster through the middle. Paul Witt looks like he's a little faster on entry. And watch the 12. Yeah, see how he closes the gap there. And then on exit, Paul Witt gets the advantage again. And while these guys battle it out, how about a little Bristol crank it up here on Ghost Racing Network? Here we go.
Up right there.
Just now coming out an hour later. Took you long enough, didn't it? It's been there a long time. Is in there trying to do the disco ball dance there with the blinking lights. Yeah. Yeah, power flicker.
And that is going to do it for tonight's segment of
You
Crank
need to
Up. I hope
let
everybody
your
did
mama
enjoy that.
still wake,
Justin
you need to
Farm
let her
still
know
leads, but Xander
if she
Short
wasn't sure if she had
has
to go to the
moved his way
bathroom or
around
not.
his Max Speed TV teammate of Paul Witt, and he is up
Supposed
to
to be going to
second.
sleep, but
He is up 9 spots from where he started. So this 12 truck seems to be finding some speed, but they have not found enough to catch up to the 19 because he is starting to gap it out again. That gap is up to half a second. If they're not careful, Justin Parham, each lap that goes by, the more and more of a rhythm he's able to get in. We did have a couple chats. The one was earlier where BK Anderson said no yellow. Reaction to, I believe that was William McKellar getting into the wall. Sure enough, says unlucky, get him next stage. We'll actually go check in. And then Nancy Hickox here says, go Joey, sorry I'm late, been watching, but on the phone with my niece. She's watching now. Good to see you guys both out here. I hope you're enjoying. William McKellar is currently 14th down, 10 spots from where he started. And man, you see it, once you get far back, it's just so hard to get back up front. Joey Hickox, the biggest mover in the wrong direction, especially during this last restart. He is down 4 spots from where he started. But remember, he started in the lead for the start here of stage 2. He is already back to 12th position. And if he's not careful here, he could be in danger of going a lap down before this stage is all said and done. As Justin Parham still leads. He just lapped Albert Hewins for another lap. And Albert Hewins is now 5 laps down. We are just about at 74 of the 250 laps completed so far. So we're not halfway yet, so these guys all still have plenty of time to make some adjustments. That looks like a pretty big group of lap trucks up here. And this is right now a battle for 13th. William McKellar looks like he is going to win the battle right now, as that's Russ Kilgore as well. He is trying to get around a couple of these guys. Bad news is Russ is not on the lead lap. The 31 of Joey Hickox.
God damn it!
Is just not
God damn,
right
yeah.
now. He is really in danger here.
Yeah, that's the end of my race.
Fucking
happened.
He may have just
Hey, Joey Hickox bounced off the wall into him.
The 19 is coming up on the 85. That's Edward Smith.
Yep, that's the end of my race.
Caution will be coming here in 23 laps here. But that's not going to be enough time for Joey Hickox to hold off this 19 unless he gets something going, as the 19 has stretched the gap out now to 1.5 seconds. Oh, we got a wreck up front. Randy,
I don't know how bad that fucked my front end up.
Oh man, Kenneth Radinger got in this one too. Robert E. Morrison, Chris Akers. They are not done wrecking just yet. And they finally all are going to come to a stop as the pace truck works his way through. It looked like that started somewhere with Randy Bonomi, one of the Hickox racing drivers. See if we can see what happens here. Oh, he is already in the wall, so this probably starts.
Well, that's that.
Oh, actually, I take
all that work for nothing.
back. Man, this is going to be a stack-up effect here. You see Joey gets high. Oh, he's going to get into the wall, unfortunately, here. He's bouncing down. Randy Bonomi is going to have to put on the brakes hard here. Gets into Joey, can't quite misses it, and once he does that,
yeah, I think he would have been all right. That last bump you gave him sent him in the wall even harder. And he just fucking careened back up.
Randy Bonomi hits that inside wall hard. Here he comes back up the track, and Kenneth Riedinger, second place. He was finally getting back up there. Nowhere to go. Same with Paul Witt. Cleans out a couple of really fast trucks tonight. That's not what we want to see, but that's what happens here at Bristol. You see Paul Witt's truck. The engine's total. He's smoking. Kenneth Riedinger, that might end his night too, as I believe he may have already used his fast repair. Get one more view of it here. There it is. Contact. The 19 makes some more contact. And then they just kind of finish each other off from there. Yeah, let's ride on board. I'll tell you what, with Kenneth Reedinger right here, you'll see what I'm talking about. Just
I got a feeling that's going to probably fuck me.
Here. Watch this.
I'm probably going to fall back from the front end damage and then have to fucking try to work my way back up.
Just nothing he can do. It's so
and
quick.
Get caught in some stupid shit.
The speeds these guys are running at a track that's so short.
Yeah, wow.
So
apparently it don't matter where you're at. I mean, you were in the lead, hit him, and I'm in there running third.
Right here, though. This is not live. He may have fixed it by now. But that
actually
pretty
was
totaled. I think
taking second, I think.
Fixed, and we'll see. It looks like Justin Parham has.
And I get fucking destroyed.
Let's see. Oh, he still has that damage. We'll see if it's going to affect.
The announcer said you was in second when you hit him.
Second now is going to be Matthew Fritz rocking the Manny Ray's paint scheme. Doing a good job so far in the 48 truck tonight. Xander Short is third. Vicente Guerrero fourth. And Jeff Carl rounding out the top 5 up 8 spots from where he started. Jeff Carl starting to pop into the picture. And we are just seeing so many different guys all of a sudden make their name up here. And you know why? Is because we're just seeing so many guys with issues or going laps down early. And watch your scoring tower to the left. I mean, right now, we're only showing
77 laps and done.
13 trucks on the lead lap, and we started with 21. And as this race goes on, we might get to a point where we only have a handful of trucks still on the lead lap. And that's why it's so important you don't necessarily need to be the fastest tonight, but you got to be patient, you got to be the most consistent, and you can't get yourself in trouble. That fast repair is not something you want to have to use early and then worry about not getting in any incident later. You want to save it, and if something happens at the end, know that you can go in and take it and get back out here and get to racing.
Well,
Stage 2 set.
You should easily win this. All your competition is
Justin
gone,
Parham,
except for maybe the 48, I think.
He's got it at 19 tonight.
The other guys weren't too good on the long run.
Damage, but he's gonna
actually, I don't think they all weren't good on the long run. I think as long as you can stay up front, you should win.
I'm hoping this damage ain't too awful bad.
It looks pretty awful.
TJ Allane has retired from the race. That's Randy Bonomi. You see sitting on pit road. Looks like he has cleaned the truck up and now just getting ready to go back out. Kenneth Reedinger, his night might be done. He's got a lot of damage. Albert Hewins back out here. The truck looks pretty clean. Unfortunately, though, Albert is multiple laps down. Same deal for Russ Kilgore. Jay Stinson, we saw him get into trouble early, not been able to recover since. Robert Jordan in 15th. Edward Smith, 14th. Paul Witt, we saw him involved in that last wreck. William McKellar got spun around, didn't get a caution. That's where that rear end damage is from.
Oh, no. But to answer your question about the 89, no, I didn't intentionally wreck him. I just went down to the corner. He just stopped.
Spots, green flag back up to 19. Another really good and big jump to 48. Matthew Fritz maybe got caught sleeping.
He kept trying. The way he was driving, it was kind of like when he would fuck up, he would try to like crowd the bottom. So he would just jump out of the gas.
TV teammate though, Xander.
I don't think that's too bad.
That puts Matthew Fritz back up.
Feels like it's driving all right. I just ran a 15.0.
Yeah. Where they're gonna get you is at the end of the straightaway. That's where when my car was damaged like that, that's where I was struggling at the end of the straightaway. The corners are fine, and
that's why you heard Joey say he was trying to stay as far as he could towards the front. Excuse me, on that last restart. Unfortunately, once he fell back, ended up getting himself in some trouble, and then got caught up in the trouble. Ooh, the 75, William McKellar, that got really close. Joey is going to follow the 75 to the bottom as they're trying to work around Jeff Carl in the 98. The 4, Chris Akers. They're all right now in this battle for 9th place. The further up you go, the more spread out they get. But back here, these trucks running a lot more competitive with each other. We are seeing less and less guys getting loose here early, but those cold tires seem to be when it was the worst for Joey Hickox. Now he looks like he's starting to recover a little bit. He is up to 8th spot and making a lot of ground quickly. So I don't know if Joey maybe just had to take a breath or what, but he's trying to get back up here. Matthew Fritz, meanwhile,
yeah, you're just lacking speed at the end of the straightaway.
Yeah.
The damage on the 19 is maybe hurting him a lot worse than he thought. Or all of a sudden, the 48 has found a ton of speed. But
straightaways are just a little too short.
That is your lead changing now. The 19, Justin Parham, is probably saying, man, just get me to this stage 2 break so I can go in and fix this damage. He wants to be back out in the lead. Let's see if there's a difference in speed here on dashboard, significantly at least. 19 still keeping up overall. I mean, you see they get up to 140. Oh, we got caution out. Paul Witt. Not sure what happened here. Oh, and we got another mess here going into turn 1. It looks like the 85, Edward Smith, may have been involved in yet another incident tonight. This is not the night he wanted to have at all. Let's take a look at what brings out your 6th caution already of the night. Bristol proving to be a challenge for all these drivers. See what happens to Paul Witt here. Oh, maybe not quite clear, and then it's going to slide back up. Oh, and then the 55 actually didn't make contact with Paul Witt. That was a second incident.
Okay,
Kind of
supposed to be on the
split almost
outside.
into the first incident. And that looked like Paul Witt maybe just wasn't
I guess
quite
I'll go
close,
ahead and
very
use my
close, but looked like
fast.
maybe just closed the door a little too early here. Let's see if that was gonna
It's
be the case.
danger,
Or
danger,
if they
danger,
got
danger.
loose. You see the 55. Oh, actually the 50. Oh, so I take this back. The 55, he was trying not to get in the wall. He really cranks the wheel left here. And he's out of the wall, but unfortunately that little bit too much left. He's going to get a little loose out of the turn, gets right down, and actually gives Paul Witt
Still
just
a
a little
lot of
hook.
race
Wasn't
to
trying
go.
That's Albert Hewins, who's not on the lead lap.
Yeah,
By no
that's
means did he want to
literally
lose. Watch
sitting
this.
there thinking, I don't know if I should
Paul
wait.
Witt is sliding up, mind you.
But I think on
maybe
newer
if there's not
tires,
that
that
slight
damage is
contact,
going to
let's see
be,
one more
for
look.
me,
It's hard to see.
it
It's
was
almost like if we could slow it down a little bit,
worse
right
on
here.
new tires. I mean, I couldn't even pass the
Watch just how
25.
slight this contact
Yeah.
is. You see Paul Witt is coming up the track, but the 55, you see how close he gets to the wall right here. This is where he's really cranking that wheel left to stay off of it. And right here, Paul Witt is going to even out. Oh, man.
I guess I'll
Definitely
go
not
ahead and
nothing
use it.
egregious,
Just
so I kinda
try to
wanna
be
take back
very
what I said.
fucking
I don't think
careful
the
when I get to the
55 really
lap
hooked him as
cars.
bad
I
as
don't
it
know.
looked. Paul Witt was trying to get up and get clear at the same time. The 55 was trying to gather it up from getting loose. And they're going to make some contact. Then it's on from here. Paul Witt slides down, slides back up. It looks like Jay Stinson did sneak by that one. The 85 and the 66 come barreling in after. Good news for Paul Witt. I don't think he got the worst possible damage in that incident, but any damage is damage you would certainly rather go without. Let's go back live. Where Matthew Fritz is now your leader. He's going to have to hold off that 19 if he can. For what'll probably be 5 or 6 laps once we go green here. Unless we did get the one to go this time. There's Paul Witt making his way back out of pit road. He is still on the lead lap. That's the good news. That's from what it looks like right now, at least. In fact, I think he's the last truck on the lead lap in 13th. But it is Justin Parham starting second, Vicente Guerrero third, Xander Short fourth, and John Bell rounding out the top 5. From what I heard earlier in the chat, I think this was something of a kind of a test race for Noma here, the Truck Series at Bristol. And it's been messy, not because, just because it's so challenging for these guys, right? I mean, we have seen there's just been guys getting loose contact everywhere. All it takes is just a little bump. These trucks, they're not like the next gens where they can really hold on to it and they can take big shots. Slight contact, not only are you getting damaged, but you're going around here. Usually we see the bump and run kind of as an art here at Bristol, but tonight it's almost been the thing that has drawn the cautions. We've seen a handful of incidents around the track as well, but it seems like once you get outside that top 8, top 10 is when you're really in danger of potentially getting into cautions. It looks like we are going to get a delayed green here, so we will go around one more time as Randy Bonomi. Kenneth Riedinger still sitting in pit road. TJ, we noted earlier, did retire from the race. Albert Hewins in the 55 truck involved with Paul Witt in that last incident. And it looks like maybe gained one of his laps back. Jay Stinson, all these cautions, if he can stay out of trouble, he might find himself back on the lead lap, but he is still 3 down. He's got a couple guys that he's going to have to go through to get there. Robert Jordan, Edward Smith, 15th and 14th. Paul Witt, 13th. The last truck. Currently on the lead lap as it sits, Jeff Carl, 12th. Robert E. Morrison, 11th. DJ Maddish, 10th. And if you're still on the lead lap at this point, I think it's got to be said that it's been a pretty good night for you so far, and you got to keep doing what you're doing. We saw Justin Parham initially fire off okay, but he started to fade quickly, and that might be a result of that damage. We'll see if it changes this time. Pace Truck is going to pull off, so it will be a 5-lap shootout to determine the winner of Stage 2. That 19 most definitely going to sit for repairs, I would think. I mean, unless he's just maybe worried about going too far to the back, but I mean, even being the leader, he's still not involved in some incident, but green flag is back out. Matthew Fritz gets the jump this time. Justin Parham not so well. That's going to get Xander Short a chance to get clear this 19 as they work their way out of turn 2. And he's not able to get clear. Justin Parham actually fought back really well on the bottom. And those two going side by side is exactly what the 48 of Matthew Fritz wants to see, as he is going to continue to try to pull away if he can. But Xander Short not going to give up, and he's going to finally get clear. I'm not sure if Justin decided to let him go or what the deal was, but now he's going to have 3 laps to try to track down the 48 truck. Can he do it? Xander Short is by no means feeling relief right now. Justin Parham still racing him hard. Going to try to dive down to the inside. Can't quite make it work that time. For the back, these guys still fighting. There is a little bit of a battle for 10th. In fact, there's a couple battles all the way inside the top 10. Vicente Guerrero in the middle of a mess here, as now he goes around his teammate Xander Short. We saw Justin Parham sneak around, and a couple more trucks were able to get by as well. But Matthew Fritz is putting the cap on the field right now. Already got it up to just over a second. And he's going to cruise through this final lap here in stage 2. And he looks now for the green-white checkers through 3 out of 4. Matthew Fritz is going to win stage 2. Now we just await for the caution to be thrown. There it is. This is a scheduled caution, so although it says 7th caution of the night, it is technically going to be the 6th caution of the night, if you will, I guess. 48 got first in the stage, 2nd Justin Parham, 3rd Vicente Guerrero, 4th John Bell. Xander Short finishes 5th. William McKellar 6th. Joey Hickox for Hickox Racing. Boy, he's making a comeback here after a lot of struggling after starting up front at the start of that stage. Sam Boutwell 8th. Chris Akers up 11 spots from where he started in 9th. And Jeff Carl rounding out the top 10. But it looks like overall we still are going to have 13 trucks on the lead lap. I think Edward Smith might get his lap back right here. Robert Jordan, we'll see if he's able to stay out potentially and also get his lap back.
Yeah, you definitely need to
fix. So while they all sort it out, we are going to go Ghost Racing Network side by side. We'll be right back. Stick with us.
Well, it's all or nothing now.
You should be fine unless you come up on some lap cars that do the same shit.
Oh, Gay Stinson's truck is fucked. Did he guys stay out? What the fuck?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Bristol Motor Speedway, where your current leader now is John Bell, followed by Paul Witt in 2nd, Justin Parham 3rd, Matthew Fritz 4th, Vicente Guerrero up 9 spots from where he started in 5th. You see Jay Stinson falling back, got a lot of damage still on the front of that truck. He had troubles early.
Fucking John Bell.
A lot of these guys are in the same exact boat right now. I think if you're up front, you got to try to stay up here, keep it clean.
Now I'm scared to even try to pass the motherfucker.
Just try not to get involved in the incident. The 19 of Justin Parham has fixed the damage. You better believe he is about to make a huge charge to the front. But Matthew Fritz, he found a lot of speed right there, didn't he? And
these two,
all of a sudden, the 19
the two at the front stay out.
Thinking he had this race in the bag.
Oh God!
Feeling a little threat from the 48 here.
They're gonna spin the tires like crazy.
First time really up front so far of the night. Paul Witt with a little bit of damage on the rear end. He's gonna see if he can hold off these guys. And the race tonight a little bit different than what we're used to seeing with this amount of laps. We are gonna have a stage 3/4. So how that works is we are gonna have another scheduled caution on the end of lap 150, and then we will race it the rest of the way there from green. But we are still not halfway through this thing just yet. Just under 20 laps.
Bumped the 5. I thought the 5 was gonna turn right into you.
John Bell takes the green flag, and just as we have seen from every leader, big jump. He's going to get clear of that outside line, but he decides
would not have
to
surprised
stay
me.
low into turn 1. A little surprised he didn't choose to get up and get that arc further back. The 19 of Justin Parham wasting no time. He's already trying to get around the 429 of Paul Witt. And these guys have a little bit newer tires, and you can see just how big of a difference it makes. Already he's going to pass 2 trucks in 1 lap. And Justin Parham back out in front. Joey Hickox, here he is. He's going to try to think about splitting the middle, thinks twice of it. He's going to fall back in line and see if he can work this move around in a better position. Paul Witt in the 5. The harder they race, the more this is allowing that 19 to pull away. And Joey Hickox just has nowhere to go. He's trying to figure out somewhere. Vicente Guerrero up top. He is also trapped behind the 5 of John Bell as Paul Witt was able to get by now. Joey Hickox on the bottom, going to see if he can get around. He can't quite slide up, though. Vicente Guerrero is there. And the 5 of John Bell, the longer he can hold off the 31, the better chance he has at those tires evening out. But Paul Witt is starting to pull away. Can he catch up to the 19, though, is the next question. We've almost seen this.
48 fell back to 7th from that start.
19 gets by in that. Oh, yellow flag is out. So hold on just a minute. Looks like Albert Hewins is in this one. And he is stopped over here on the front stretch just out of turn 4. 8th caution of the night. Let's take a look at it. Oh, 74. Robert Jordan is already sideways. I don't think there's any contact here. I think the 74 is maybe just going to lose this one kind of on his own. Yeah, just gets in a little too hot, starts sliding. Oh, he collects Albert Hewins a little bit. The 74 slides down the 55. Man, he tried to hold on to it. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite do it right here. This thing just come all the way around.
You're going to get one either way, bitch.
Oh, backs into the wall, gets a tank slapper to the right front. Boy, Edward Smith, though, in the 85. Really close call. Does a good job avoiding him. Give you one more view of it here from Albert Hewins.
Yeah, so the way I've been doing it, I get the initial jump on the start. And then I just run to the bottom,
in my opinion,
using a good bit of brakes, really saving the tires.
In the sense of, and I know we keep saying it, but
and then if they get there and try to challenge me, I go up to that middle line, drive in a little deeper, and get a hell of a run off and pull back away from them.
You can't really miss it. There's nowhere to go here. If you wreck up top, you're going to slide down low in that heavy banking in the corners. And if you wreck on the straightaway, you're going to that inside wall. There's not enough room to stop before you're going to hit it pretty hard. If you're still watching, we appreciate you being out there. This one's been a little bit more messy than I think some of these guys would have liked to seen. That's what happens sometimes. You come to these new tracks. Everybody's trying to
check. I'm pretty sure you can pass on pit road.
Bristol is a tough place to tame. The last great Coliseum.
I don't see no issues in it as long as you're not speeding to pass them.
Him and a couple other drivers, the only ones that look like they've really had to
bring that up to him too.
From the drop to green, but we've even seen the 19 have a couple issues so far. But he has used his fast repair too. I meant to note that under the last caution. So if any sort of incident he gets involved in from here, that could be a lot of trouble for that 19 truck. I hope everybody is enjoying the rest of their Saturday night as we approach 11 p.m. here. Let me know in the chat, who do you think is going to win this one? Right now, I think I've got to put my money on that 19 truck, Justin Parham. But Paul Witt was able to surprisingly hold off the rest of the field with not quite as good of tires and a little bit of damage in the back end. So that's showing you that Paul Witt has found some speed. The 5 of John Bell as well, able to stay up here. Vicente Guerrero, Joey Hickox. Those are two
I've looked it up. I mean, to an extent, I can say, yeah, you shouldn't be passing. Because if you're passing him on the inside there, and he can't turn into a pit stall, but at the same time, he should be maintaining pit road speed limit.
So the pace truck will be rolling off the track. And it looks like you can take a look on your score chart there left if you're curious. But now with this, we have put another truck or two. Looks like Edward Smith has gotten his lap back, and that puts him back on the lead lap. So the 85 still continues to fight hard, and it seems to be working out. And actually, I
believe that's Vincent Guerrero.
The one to go that time.
Just second.
But nope, the lights are still on. We should be getting the one to go this time. And there you go. Now the lights went off. So we are still going to have couple laps over 30 to go in stage 3 here, and then it'll be that 100-lap long run to the finish, assuming that we go green. But I think if you're anybody in this field right now, you've had to readjust your strategy to thinking it's probably going to be cautions every, at worst, probably 30 laps.
Well, I should be not getting it
for the rest of this race. And knowing that, I think you got to make sure you save yourself some tires. You don't want to be coming back and forth, taking tires, falling to the back just to try to use them to get back up. Save yourself some tires, save fuel. You never know. Taking less on pit road can certainly help. But here we go, Justin Parham. He's going to get another big jump. Can Paul Witt somehow hold him off? Nope. Catches him sleeping yet again. And Justin Parham's going to get right back to where he left off. Vicente Guerrero, though, he's going to see if he can get clear of Paul Witt. He should have a little bit newer tires, but his Max Speed TV teammate is not going to let him go too easy. And it looks like Sam Boutwell made his way up here, up 5 spots from where he started. Really good run right now from the 47 truck as he has Joey Hickox on his bumper down. Joey is going to dive to the inside and see if he can make it work. I think what we need here in iRacing that we see in real life is the traction compound, because the bottom has shown a little bit of speed, but the only person I've really seen dominate with it has been your leader, the 19. Everyone else just hasn't really found a lot of speed on that bottom line. the top has been pretty dominant, unless, of course, you're Justin Parham, and then somehow you found something on the bottom. Ooh, the 47 got really wiggly.
Oop,
Sam
I heard
Boutwell
banging.
almost lost it. Joey Hickok's back
I
here
just
up
went
top.
through a
You
puff
might as
of
well throw a
smoke.
blanket right now over
I don't
your
see
top
nobody,
5
though.
as they're just that
I think it was the
close.
43 blew
Hold
up.
on before the 19 can start to pull away. 14, though, Vicente Guerrero is not letting him get too far out of reach. And as each lap goes by, these guys are starting to gain a little bit more experience. I'm surprised no one has tried following the line of the 19. I understand that you don't want to be in dirty air, but I'm talking about some of the guys that have taken the lead for a little bit from the 19. We saw Matthew Fritz running pretty fast once he got out in the lead, so maybe it's just been most of these guys, these trucks are meant to handle out front. It is fixed setups, but Justin Parham, man, you see it, he is really hugging that apron too. Actually, let's take a look at one of his camera views here. This will give you a good view of it. Left front, watch how close he gets down to that little transition mark, black area, if you will. Right there, man. He is really hooking it out, turn 4, so it's almost like a little bit of a diamond shape. You see, he actually enters half a lane to a lane up, but on exit is when he is really down low. Vicente Guerrero starting to fade just a little bit now, but like I said, we've seen this on each restart. The 19 gets out in front, all of a sudden they start to catch him, and then he starts to pull away and pull away and pull away until there's nobody left in sight to catch him. The gap is at 0.3 seconds, though, kind of hanging around that.
Wish there was a counter on the cautions.
And if we can start to go green here for a little while, as we are just now over halfway through this 250 mile affair, then lap
involved
change
again.
will start to become a problem again, as they always do here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
You hate to see it happen to the 13.
Oh, we got one turn in the wall just as we look at it. That's the 75 William McKellar and the 25 lead DJ Madish. Oh, another big hit.
So I still got 3 sets of tires. I'll take one at lap 150.
And that might finally end Jay's day. I'm not sure if he's just going to tow it.
And then that leaves us with, what, 150 laps to go?
Yeah, I think you would have to split that last one up and
75 and 75, yeah.
Even if it goes green, I think you would have to come in and at least take them. But I don't know.
And this started with...
It ain't going to go green 100 laps.
Got hooked initially, or...
Yeah, even if it did go green, you're going to have to come in and get gas. But yeah, it's definitely not going to go for 150 laps.
25, ooh, he's out of the throttle. That indicates to me that he was already up the track. Oh, that looks like a little netcode, doesn't it? Watch this. You can see here, at least from my view, they're not together right here. They are not touching. But the netcode gets the 75 and turns him right up into the 25. And once they make contact, the 75 is in the wall. They just
I'd like to win this stage.
This thing's going to start to get a little ugly here.
Which I feel like I will.
Got a couple guys that are
barring any fuck up.
Slide down the banking.
That'll give me
85 also gets involved.
What, 29 stage points?
Take a couple more looks at it right here.
Because I finished second in stage 2.
That was the initial view that we actually saw from it. And right here, oh man, Jay Stinson, Edward Smith. I bet they thought they could sneak by on the bottom. Then they saw the 75 rolling down, and they probably knew there was nothing they could do at that point. Do one more shot of it real quick. And there's your initial contact. There's the 75. Slide down the track. Let's go back live.
Too many fucking pace laps.
Still leading the way. Nothing has really changed there.
When a caution comes out.
This reminds me sort of the Kentucky race where we saw Kenneth Riedinger so dominant. And Kenneth started to show signs of speed here, but unfortunately, when he got involved in that wreck early, used his fast spur, got involved in another wreck while up here running second, and that ended his night as he has been sitting on pit road since. And we just continue to eliminate trucks. Eventually, we are going to have no one left. We keep it up this way as right now we have 12 to 14 trucks on the lead lap. Can't tell just yet as it looks like we have DJ Madish and somebody else still in the pits. And it is 20 laps away from the end of stage 3, and then it'll be that final long 100 lap stage. Second, Vicente Guerrero. Third, Paul Witt. Fourth is going to be Sam Boutwell, and fifth is going to be Joey Hickox. I'll tell you what, next caution we will get an interview with one of these drivers, and normally, actually, what we've been trying in some of the super speedway races over in a different league is we've been doing some in-race interviews while these guys are up at speed, but as much trouble as they're having tonight, I wouldn't want to accidentally potentially ruin anybody's race. Nancy Hickox does say, I'm still watching, Austin. It's too early to pick a winner. Don't forget to change your clocks tonight. We'll lose an hour of sleep. Hopefully I can stay awake at church, and I agree because I was really hoping I could sleep a little bit longer tomorrow, but knowing that we're going to spring ahead might be a little difficult. I'll tell you what, too early to pick a winner. I know it seems that way, and you might be right because with still 100 and just under 120 laps left remaining. That's a lot of time for things to change, because you got to think about it this way too. Justin Parham used his faster pair. Even if he's running a race, he's 10 seconds out in front, gets involved in one incident with even a lap truck, that's his night over. And that would mean the fastest truck in the field tonight isn't going to have a shot at winning it. And for anybody new out there that might be watching tonight, let me tell you something. These Noma boys, normally they're really clean. Bristol's just been a challenge for them tonight. They still have time to make of it, but we saw these guys at Kentucky. Last week we saw them at Talladega, which was a heck of a race. Finished, William McKellar won it, and I think William gave potentially one of the greatest interviews that I've done in a while. But here we go. Green flag is back out. The 19 gets another good restart.
Come on.
The 14 Vicente Guerrero is going to be side by side with the 47 of Sam Boutwell into turn 1. No contact is made, but that top line, sometimes they'll pinch the guy on the bottom. We have not seen that tonight. It's almost been reversed. The guy on the bottom is kind of trying to pinch the guy on the top, working their way out of turn 4. Ooh, and Xander Short had to check up for his Max Speed TV teammate there, Vicente Guerrero, but now he's going to try to work below him. Ooh, almost slight contact. That is going to allow Paul Witt to close the gap. They are side by side into 3, and the yellow flag is back out. Looks like Robert Jordan was involved in this one.
Like, can you just fucking leave?
Let's see if we can find Robert here. And he is slow on the backstretch. I think he must have just got it back rolling. Let's see what happened here. And, oh, looks like the 74 is going to lose it on his own. Things have been a handful all night, and maybe just gets in a little too hot. Starts to get a little rear wheel hop. Slides up to 75. William McKellar makes pretty significant contact. Those were the only 2 trucks that were involved in that one. Go to his cockpit view, see if we hear anything.
DJ Mathis, he's a lucky dog, you know?
And here's already out of whack, so let's back it up a little more. Oh, I mean, you can hear the wheel hop right there. Probably got it locked up, and then William McKellar just had nowhere to go. Max Speed TV kind of having a mixed night. William McKellar, when he was up there, he was one of the trucks that I thought had something for the 19, but since he's fallen back, he's just not been able to crawl his way back up here. And that damage is not going to help. Up front, the 19 still leads. Sam Boutwell, though, has moved to 2nd. Vicente Guerrero 3rd. Xander Short 4th. And Paul Witt rounding out the top 5.
I hope like hell we can have a caution and not have to do a green flag pit stop.
And we have got to be on record pace right now.
So that's
you definitely want to pit last.
That's what worried me, is getting into the pits.
Over 10 laps to go here to finish the stage off.
Not getting into the pits, but also being in the pits and getting loud and a caution coming out.
Let's go see if we can get an interview from one of these guys. The thing is, a lot of these drivers aren't actually...
Because if I had to guess, I'm going to say you're going to go at least 3 laps down.
Talk to...
during a pit stop.
It looks like Justin Parham is not in the chat, so I'll tell you who we'll try to get a word with. And that'll be Xander Short, because he's looked like he has shown some speed here. Let's see if we can dial him up here. Hey Xander, it's Austin up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
Well, first of all, man, tell us what you think about this racing right now. Has it been crazy or what?
It has been pretty crazy. Can't really complain though. We've been up here most of the time. Kind of kept our nose clean. Had a little incident with not certain who it was in front of me, but they got into our teammate. Kind of spun him around. Didn't really hurt the truck, but we're just sitting tight up here, hoping to save tires and just make it to the last stage.
All right, well, I was going to say, it looked like you were one of the trucks right now that might have something for that 19 of Justin Parham. He looked fast. But what's going to be the game plan here besides saving tires if you're going to try to get to the front and beat that 19 at the end?
I'm not really certain. He is really fast. The only thing I can really think of is just, like you said, tire management. It's really just going to come down to that. Somebody can get it behind him and kind of force him to use his stuff up a little bit more, and I can save a little bit. That's probably going to be about the only shot I got because he is really quick.
All right, well, you're going to be starting 2nd on the outside line. Good luck.
Yep, thanks, man.
Thank you. And that was Xander Short, who is going to be starting 4th, but 2nd on the outside lane, and the outside seems to be preferred. Justin Parham should be getting another pretty good restart right here. It will be lap 140, so 10 to go until the stage 3 caution. Green flag is back out. The 47 did not get a good restart. Sam Boutwell's falling back. Justin Parham and Xandom Short both get cleared pretty quick. We'll see if the 12 has anything for the 19. We just talked to him. Let's see how aggressive he's willing to get here early. And what we haven't seen is a chance at any bump and runs, at least ones that were meant to be yet, because these guys are having a tough enough time keeping the trucks under them as they stand. And can Xander Short, you know, what does he do here? Does he go for it? Or does he sit back and try to conserve the tires a little longer, as it looks like we do have 13 trucks currently sitting on the lead lap. Justin Parr, boy, he is committed to that bottom lane. The truck has looked faster there. Actually, at first, I don't know if you were in the broadcast for it, anybody out there was watching, but he had started on the top, but then got to the bottom pretty quick, and once he had started working that bottom, he has kept working it since then. 12 of Xander Short. Maybe
I don't know what happened to 48. He got back in 7th, and he just...
in his interview,
got...
don't want to burn your stuff up while you have it, and you don't want to have to take a set if you don't need to, because if you can have that extra set at the end of this race, you're going to be a good position.
I don't know if he's playing some sort of weird tire strategy.
Especially with the amount of trucks we've seen already.
He might be holding on an additional set.
Roaring down the front stretch. 145 of 200 laps completed so far. 5 more until the stage 3 caution, and then we will race it. Hopefully,
you really don't want to go against anybody who's got 2 sets on that last 100 laps.
Xander Short is starting to fall, and he's now under challenge from Sam Boutwell in the 47, who's had a phenomenal night so far. Stayed inside the top 5 once he got there. Has refused to go any farther back. Let's go back and check on some of these guys that are still on the lead lap. And it looks like Chris Akers currently 8th. And he is up 12 spots. Excuse me, I had to yawn. From where he started, John Bell in 9th, and it's Jeff Carlyle.
Damn, they're hitting hard back there, Guerrero.
Down 6 spots from where
Guerrero's
he started. Justin
hitting hard.
Parham still leading.
You said that was stage, right?
He is up at the pole and has not looked back really since.
Ooh, there's some smokers up here.
And now he just has to go 2 more laps here before he will get another caution. It will be a scheduled caution that will fall on the start, and never mind, because we have another caution. Paul Witt seems to be involved in this one. 429 on the apron. He's going to get packed up on track. Oh, the 4 Chris Akers looks like he was also on that inside wall. And let's see exactly what happened here. Ooh, this looks like Paul Witt just get loose here. Tell initially. Looks like Paul's starting to come up the track here. 14 Vicente Guerrero looks like he gets into the outside wall. Gets back down into the 429 of Paul Witt, or they make contact rather. And that sends Paul Witt down into that inside wall pretty hard. Oh, but in front, the 14 Vicente Guerrero also spins. Wow, he took a big hit. All 4 tires off the ground. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's go to Vicente Guerrero then. And Max Speed TV, who was still having a pretty good night going on, is slowly starting to dwindle their chances as well. Let's look at this from the chopper view to see if this helps out at all. So you see Vicente Guerrero is a little high. Actually never did get in the wall. Oh, and that looks like it might be Chris Akers that made some contact. Chris Akers is going to make slight contact. It does look like Paul Witt was coming up the track though here. And once they make contact, that sends Paul Witt into the 14. Vicente Guerrero. And then you'll see the 4 right here. Nowhere to go. He's trying to miss him. Can't quite do it. That sends a 14 pretty hard into the wall. And that's where all 4 tires get off the ground. They get slammed here again by the 5 truck of John Bell.
I've got 2 sets of tires left.
Going to be able to sneak by. That is Albert Hewins. He is also going to lock it down at this point and try to not spin out.
With, what,
like,
just say 100
100
laps to go.
He's going to about half spin it. Just misses the second contact with the 4 truck. And that is what we like
2 to
to
green,
see. Not the wreck, but of course Albert Hewins able to miss any other significant contact, causing potentially any more damage for the overall wreck. 152 of 250 completed so far. And your current leader is now going to be Robert Jordan. That is because Justin Parham
somewhere around that
just took the
50 lap
stage
mark. I
3
guess
wins,
I'll
so
throw in some good ones.
Stage 3. Matthew Fritz winning stage 2. And now we are set.
That'll still save me a set for if we run, say, 20, 30 laps and have a caution to end with. I can use.
Now that all the pit stops cycle out, it is going to be Justin Parham, the winner of stages 1 and 3, still leading the way. He's got Sam Boutwell that's going to be starting behind him. Joey Hickok's 3rd. Matthew Fritz 4th, and Vicente Guerrero rounding out the top 5. Let's go to our advertisement real quick. I'm going to get a quick drink of water, so I'll be right back. Stay with us. And I am back. Sorry about the brief delay again. Only had 4 hours of sleep last night as I had to rush home today for spring break. So I am trying my best out here. I thank everybody that's still sticking with me out here tonight. We are getting ready to go back green, but quick reminder that the next stop for Ghost Racing Network is going to be over at the Fast Track Sim Racing Wheel Repair Specialist tested this Monday at Phoenix. Don't miss out. Go check it out. The racing over there has been great. The racing in Noma has been great.
I think his did too.
Green flag is back out here at Bristol. Justin Parham gets another good jump. Sam Boutwell, nothing for him. And as they go into turn 1, the 19 is going to get clear low, and he is going to start working that bottom lane right away. Do I see now the 47? He is working the... Oh, and he spins it. Oh, no, the 47 up into the wall. Oh, no, and is he going to get collected by anyone else? Oh, a couple people. Oh, man. No, this is not what we wanted to see. That's Russ Kilgore, and that flips the 47 over. He is stuck upside down on his side. He is not going to be able to get back over. And we have our 12th caution of the night. Let's take a look at it here. Yeah, you hate to see that too. But it was almost weird. You could just see he looked like he got in the corner way too hot. And hold on, because it looks like a couple more of these guys are still piling in.
What's the new rule?
What are you talking about?
Actually, I think these are just guys slowing down. The thing is reading it as, yep, sure enough, it's just guys slowing down. So there was some more contact, thankfully, under caution.
Yeah, I ripped that one out and threw it out of the rule book.
Boutwell. And I mean, watch the speed difference there. You can see it as he's coming into the corner. Just carrying way too much speed. The back end just can't handle it. And just spins it right around. Actually, slight contact with the wall, but you can't usually stay stopped. Oh, the 75, William McKellar looked like he was able to avoid him. So was Albert Hewins, but the 28, Russ Kilgore, on the other hand, not so lucky. Pretty significant damage. And then right here, this is just about the worst position you could get stuck in, and he had to tow it. So that's going to hurt him, as that tow will put him probably at least 1 lap down, if not a couple more. He will have to use a fast repair. Get a couple more views of it here. First one I want to do is look at it from TV2.
I don't know if I should pit. Unless we have like a mid
let's ride on board though.
caution, I guess.
See if he really had any insight onto this happening or not. This is going to be entering turn 3, so up ahead is where Sam Boutwell is going to spin. And they see some smoke. Oh, man. Just comes flying in. And then the final view here, let's take a ride on board with Sam Boutwell, as this had to be a pretty crazy ride for him. Probably thought he was okay overall, and all of a sudden found himself upside down, probably wondering what the heck just happened. There you go.
Yeah, he was asking about a new rule. I thought I was fucking something on the start right there.
Unfortunately, it's just so hard to miss, and then gets upside down, does a single barrel roll, and then lands on his side. Let's go back live and up front. Your leader has been the same, not changed. It's still Justin Parham, but we do have Joey Hickox for Hickox Racing. He is back up here in second now with just 10 laps under, 100 to go, so just about 90 laps to go. Matthew Fritz in third, Vicente Guerrero back up to fourth, and Jeff Carl rounding out the top 5 in the 98. Jeff's kind of had an up and down day. We've seen him up here. We've seen him fall back. Now we see him back up here again. Same deal for Chris Akers.
There's not a lot of trucks left that are not fucked to hell.
Gonna have to be careful for the rest of this race. DJ Madish down 2 spots from where he started in 7th. It's gonna be Robert Jordan in 10th. Sam Boutwell was able to get back on track. The unfortunate news is that he is not on the lead lap anymore because of that incident. And you can see it there on your scoring tower to the left. Once it pops up, Sam Boutwell has fallen 3 laps down. So that moves us to 12 trucks on the lead lap. And I'm surprised that we've been able to stay with that many Things have gotten really, really messy here at Bristol. 12 cautions so far, and we still have just under 90 laps to go once we go green. Pace truck pulls off. Here we go, Justin Parham, Joey Hickox. Can Joey read the restart? No, he's not going to be able to this time. The 19 gets another phenomenal jump. Diving down into turn 1, the 19 well clear. He's going to get right back to the bottom. Joey ran the bottom right there. Let's see if he's going to continue to try to work the bottom. Oh, I saw some contact further back. I think everybody held on to it. Hopefully. It looks like, thankfully, everybody did. And we'll see if everybody can get spread out, get in the rhythm, and we can get some green flag racing in here. The 19, Justin Parham, is going to try to pull away from Joey Hickox. Joey does have his teammate Matthew Fritz behind him, and then it's going to be actually another teammate here potentially is Chris Akers trying to outdo the max speed TV driver of Vicente Guerrero. But the inside, I'm just so surprised that we've seen no one try it, as Xander Short is going to take the 4-3 wide, thinks better of it, he's going to back out. But Justin Parham been running so fast all night, and he's been doing it on the bottom lane. He doesn't quite enter on the bottom. You actually see he enters about a half a lane up. But on exit is where he really hugs the bottom. But in general, everyone else has been on the top. No one tries the bottom. But you see Joey is trying a little bit of a different approach. He almost looks like he's trying a wider diamond compared to what Justin's doing. We'll see if it works out for him. And Matthew Fritz, they're all hanging pretty even right now. The 19 does have about a 0.2 second gap on that 31. But that is not that much right yet. But we've seen after about 10 laps, the 19 is able to usually start really stretching it out.
Matthew Fritz worked his way back up to third.
Very important here. And the 19 has had the advantage of it for most of the race. As of right now, it looks like they still got a little ways before they're going to have to worry about any lap traffic. The last truck in the field right now, you see is entering turn 1 as the leader is entering turn 3. But as we continue to go green, they will spread out more and more, and that will start to become a factor. And it looks like 69 Racing asks, how is the number 4 and 4th? He has been in multiple wrecks. And yet in 4th, well, sure enough, Chris Akers, if there's anyone that could do it, it's going to be that man right there who's up 16 spots from where he started. And I'll tell you what, I know he's been in 4 incidents, but some of these guys we have seen in a lot more than that. So while he's been in a lot, he's been fighting back. Made sure he used his fast pair at the right time. And here he goes. He's going to pick up another position. Now moves to 3rd, and he's working the bottom, and it looks like it's pretty fast. For the 4 truck, let's see if he's running the same line. No, it's a little bit higher. He is running that middle to top lane, whereas the 19 of Justin Parham is running that middle to bottom lane and then just the bottom out of the corner. And it is now going to be 80 laps to go here at Bristol. Not that much longer to go. And I think if you are outside the top 5 and you were thinking about saving tires, you might have to start thinking about when you want to start. Are you guys having fun yet? Because it is a slow and methodical approach here at Bristol. That is one thing that we have seen so far. You can't do it at the like you can at super speedways, where you can get all the track position you want in a couple laps. I mean, you got to get up to each one of these trucks, and it takes a handful of laps sometimes to work around potentially just one truck. But how fast everybody is. How many laps y'all got left? Has slowly stretched it out to almost another 10th second lead.
Oh, okay.
Just about from 0.2 to 0.3, and now almost at 0.4 over Joey Hickox, who is just about to go under fire now from his teammate Chris Akers. Another one of the Hickox Racing drivers goes to the inside, and he's going to try to ride that bottom line. Can he get clear the 31? Looks like he is. Wow, that's a power move in the 4 truck. Chris Akers, he has all of a sudden started to find a lot of speed. Justin Parham maybe seeing that, saying, uh-oh, maybe need to turn it on a little bit more. Ooh, Joey Hickox, Sanders Short almost makes some contact right there. They were able to stay out of each other. Joey looks like he's maybe starting to get tight, hoping he didn't potentially use up his stuff too early. And watch this.
What does he got?
I don't know what it is. Watch
75, 70, something like 70.
Looks like
something like
just as better on entry.
Oh, right now all I see is 2 fucking lap cars racing in front of me.
To a straightaway speed. I'm telling you, Chris Akers has found something. Let's try it.
Chris Akers gotten better over the race.
Yeah, I see him, but
got a shot at it. Does he stick behind him here?
In real bad condition earlier.
He can make a mistake. Or does he force the issue? Maybe give that 19 a little shot in the bumper. They're running the same line right now, so he's not going to be able to just.
There's literally nobody on the track worth of anything right now.
I think there's something out here. It's going to be interesting to see. But it almost looks like the 19 has changed his line up a little bit. He's taking more of an arc in the middle of the corner than he earlier was. They're coming up on a couple of lap trucks, and lappers make a difference here, and who goes where and when you get your position. The 19 catches him at a pretty good time. Chris Akers not so much, catches him on the exit of the corner. He's going to have to watch for that. that plays a factor too. The 19 catches one lap truck at the wrong time. That can be all Chris Akers needs. But Chris Akers, there you saw him, he caught the lap truck at the bad time, and that was all the 19 needed. You can look from the blimp cam. Oh man, the 75 William McKellar almost made
We're trying to pick up this last spot.
Akers. Right now, you got to believe it's Justin Parham's race to lose, though, because he's just been so dominant. We saw him get the pole. One stage 1, one stage 3. And he would like to win stage 4, which is where it all counts. Not sure exactly yet where the trucks head next on the schedule. We'll get it to you as soon as we know. But the Noma Truck Series will be on Ghost Racing Network for the rest of the season, so I hope everybody does enjoy. We thank you guys for letting us get in here and doing this. Broadcast, like I said, definitely not the top quality tonight. It has been a handful for all these drivers and a handful for myself. We thank everybody for sticking with us still. And 19 of you guys still out here cheering on your drivers. Paul Witt back here in 11th, down 4 spots from where he started. A lot of damage on that truck. And it's just not really been able to make a lot of progress. Since looking at the track map, you see it's starting to get more and more busy, more spread out, if you will. We're looking at a couple guys further back. Sam Boutwell runs 13th after that incident earlier when he was trying to fight for the lead. And that one little mistake got slammed, flipped him over, fell a couple laps down, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get back up. Since Chris Akers now closes it back up, we saw him start to fall. Justin Parham is going to continue to run the same line. And with these two being so fast, and their line is just about the same. You see Chris Akers running a little bit of a different line. It almost looks like the 19 is able to hook the exit of each corner a little bit more than the 4 truck is. But both of these guys got to make sure they don't overuse their tires here as well, as they're going by Robert E. Morrison in the 43. Robert Morrison currently in 14th, up 4 spots from where he started. Not on the lead lap. He is currently 5 laps down. Let's put the track map away here. Let's get the dashboard back up. Let's see what kind of speeds these guys are getting up to. Earlier we saw pretty good speeds, upwards of 140. And they're going to get down to about 133 now, as that is just how much tires fall off. We also saw 6 or 15-second laps earlier. Let's see what that has changed to now. You see it slowly falling off here. Actually not too bad. He's running pretty consistent, 15, 6, and 5 still. Justin Parham, that is. Chris Akers got back up there, slipped up just a couple of times. You see how much of a gap that causes him to lose all of a sudden. And there's the comparison of laps for you. It looks like Akers has been a little bit faster, or sorry, Parham has been a little bit faster the last 4 laps. Akers was fast the lap before that, but he's starting to get back in rhythm here, which is what he does best. Show you the weather real quick from earlier. 2-mile-an-hour wind doesn't play a factor at all. The track temp was pretty cool. Partly cloudy skies. Get that off the screen for you here. Justin Parham now finally, I think this is maybe what he had been waiting for a little while. A green flag run where it really starts to go, and if they continue this way, there might be a pit stop. Joey informed me earlier on, remember they do have 70% fuel. That is about 95 laps, unless you're saving. But these guys went green with, I believe, around that amount left to go, so they should actually all be good to go on fuel. They'll be just about out once they finish, but they should all be good to make it the rest of the way. But if we see a caution, then it becomes who has tires, who doesn't, who chooses to use them. I think if we get a late caution, we might see a couple of late cautions, and then that is when we are going to really see a battle, because guys know, we've seen a couple trucks, right? We've seen a couple trucks that have been able to put something to that 19 truck in the short runs. It's been these long runs where the 19 has just smoked the rest of the field, as we see Matthew Fritz get by Chris Akers. That moves him up to 2nd.
No, I fucking touched the wall. I hope that don't fuck me up.
Joey Hickok's another one of them running 7th. Jay Stinson had a bad day. He retired earlier. He finished 18th, down 15 spots from where he qualified. Speaking, though, of your biggest mover right now, it is still Chris Akers, although he's fallen back a couple. He is up 17 spots from where he qualified. That is very impressive to do here at Bristol. Just to be running on the lead lap still here at Bristol is plenty impressive enough in itself. The 19 of Justin Parham continuing to put on a clinic. That truck is on rails. Oh, and just as I say that, look at the right side of the 19. I'm telling you, he got some damage. That means he got up into the wall. Let's see where this happened at, if we can find it here. It may have been recently. It's going to be right here. Watch this. Ooh, just a little Little scrape under the outside wall. He was actually on the straightaway when it happened. So he should be okay. I don't think it's going to affect him, but little mental mistakes. I'm telling you, it takes a toll on these guys over a long run. I mean, it's already been what is just about to be our 200th lap here. Everybody just wanting to get to the end of this thing. 19 Justin Parham, he's got to stay focused here. He has the fastest truck by a long shot. Can't make any silly errors here. Potentially ruin your race, especially knowing you don't have a faster car anymore sitting in the pits. Nancy Hickok says, we are thankful to have you broadcasting for us to finish out the season. You're doing a good job. Well, thank you, Nancy. I certainly appreciate it. Matthew Fritz currently second. Chris Akers third. Xander Short fourth. Vicente Guerrero fifth. Jeff Carl sixth. Paul Witt seventh. Joey Hickox eighth. Edward
I got my
Smith,
truck
ninth.
fixed up nicely.
DJ Madish 10th. Robert
Can I get all my laps back?
Boutwell 12th. 13th Robert E. Morrison. 14th Albert Hewins. 15th William McKellar. 16th John Bell. Russ Kilgore. Jay Stinson. Kenneth Reedinger. Randy Bonomi. TJ Allen. All the trucks that have retired from the race. Rounding out those last handful plus a couple more positions. 19's got a couple of heavy lap traffic here to get around. One of those is going to be Joey Hickox, who's trying to get around. And get this, Joey Hickox is in 8th. And that is just how quick of a pace that 19 is running. And by the end of this thing, he may be able to get almost the whole field lapped, except for Matthew Fritz, who's a second and a half behind and trying to close the gap down if he can. Oh, a little bit of 3 wide up top. But that got really close for Joey Hickox. I was going to say, we've kind of seen a couple different teams being dominant at different points in the race so far tonight. It kind of swayed. We saw Hickox racing dominant early, and then we saw Max Speed TV come to life, and then it was back to Hickox racing, which is kind of where it's at now, because Matthew Fritz is the closest competition that Justin Parham has to worry about right now. And at this point, with as many trucks as he gets a lap down, each truck that he puts a lap down, if he doesn't have to pit again, if they get a caution, he will more than gladly stay out, keep all these guys a lap down, even if he doesn't have fresh tires. All he's got to do is cruise around and not get in any incident, as he is now going by to lap Paul Witt. Paul Witt trying to battle on Ford, unfortunately just doesn't really have anything for this 19 truck right now.
Fucking 89 just almost took me out.
Yeah.
We are approaching 40 laps to go here at Bristol. 74 Robert Jordan, you see the damage he has. Is now the 19 is going to try to get by Jeff Carl. That's going to put the 6th place driver now a lap down. He just continues to pick him off. This might be more impressive, in my opinion, than what we saw from Kenneth Reedinger at Kentucky. As just was seeing so many guys have problems, to see one guy be so dominant. Now he sets his eyes on Vicente Guerrero. And if he can put the whole field a lap down, that will be quite the accomplishment for Justin Parham, who's already done just about everything else tonight. Gotten a wreck, fought his way back. The only thing he didn't do was win stage 2. That, of course, did go to Matthew Fritz, who's now almost 2 seconds behind. So Justin still continues to put a gap on the 48 truck. But nonetheless, Matthew Fritz has had a very good night so far. And he might be the only truck that can prevent himself from going a lap down. Xander Short doing pretty good as well. Chris Akers has kind of equaled out for now, but he still looks like he's falling right now. And I think Xander Short will catch him here in a matter of time. And another guy that's going to catch him is going to be Justin Parham, as now he goes by Vicente Guerrero on the inside. Vicente, nothing he can do on that top lane.
Yep.
Ride on board here with Justin Parham to show you just how much of a rhythm he has gotten into. You will see that same hand movements and hear the same noise each turn. Watch this. I mean, you see how smooth it is. It almost sounds like the exact same thing every time. The wheel turns the same amount of brake, same amount of throttle throughout the corner. That's what's got him so far out in front. He now has the gap behind him on Matthew Fritz to over 2.5 seconds. Chris Akers 10 seconds back. Xander Short 11, and they are getting close to being in danger as well of going a lap down. And right now, as it runs, Vicente Guerrero would get the lucky dog if we were to get a caution, but now that everybody's gotten spread out, it has cleaned up nicely. Taking a look there at your track map, we always like to compare some of the other tracks and say, right now it looks like Bristol, and that's why we say it, because, I mean, we only had 21 trucks to start the race. We've already eliminated a handful of them. And you see, look how busy the track still looks. Justin Parham, by no means, is done with lap traffic just yet. And the next guy he's going to have to take down is going to be the 25, DJ Madish, who is already not on the lead lap, but he's still not going to just hand it over. He is 2 laps down. Actually, I take that back. Looks like, respectfully, he is going to hand it over. Doesn't want to accidentally get Justin Parham involved in anything. And if you wanted to get your pick in for a race winner now, it might be a good time, because with just about 30 laps to go, it's not looking like anybody's going to have anything for this 19th, bearing no caution. We saw over 10 cautions. Ooh, there's 12 to be exact up until this point, but since we went back green from that 12th caution, everybody kind of got separated. And this is that racing that we would have loved to see earlier when we still had a lot of the fast trucks in it. Going by the 74, Robert Jordan again, his truck heavily damaged. He is just trying to limp it home at this point. Oh, I did hear somebody get in the wall, it sounded like, but no incidents. Everybody sees, oh, we do have one on the apron. That might have been what it was. Was that Jeff Carl? Could not tell. That might have been John Bell, actually. Ooh, and he is on the apron. Looks like he is going to head down the pit road here. That might potentially retire another truck from the race. DJ Madish, he sits in pit road. Sam Boutwell, currently the last truck that's out on track in 11th. Down 2 spots from where he started, but down 3 laps from the leader. That's just so much to make up. Xander Short, just about 2 seconds now from going a lap down. Chris Akers also in the same boat, but they are kind of close to battling each other. Matthew Fritz, 3 seconds behind your leader. He is going to try to stay and be the only other truck finished on the lead lap. Chris Akers is going to be trying to get around Joey Hickox there. Joey is a lapper. Chris Akers might be about to be one as well. As you see, Xander Short starts to catch him here. He's kind of been slowly pecking away at it, if you will. And that would be for a top 3 finish. So Xander Short would certainly like to put himself on the podium for Team Max Speed TV. But he's still...
And Hickox and Akers wrecked
Paul Witt
right in front of my ass.
Vicente Guerrero up 9 spots. Chris Akers back 17 spots up, as he is the last driver finishing on the podium. Oh, and Joey Hickox, they make contact. That turns the 4 to the outside wall. Oh no, Joey Hickox is destroyed. No caution just yet. Can they get it around and get back to the pits? No
Come on, really? Fucking really?
He is going to bring it to the pits. That's going to be a fast pair if he still has one. I don't know if he does. If he does, then his night will be done. Justin Parham now does lap Chris Akers, about to go by Xander Short, who you can see in the same
waiting on the pace car.
That would just put the 48 of Matthew Fritz still on the lead lap. 23 laps to go here at Bristol. I just heard some more contact. So everybody keep it together. Oh, nope. Sure enough, yellow flag is out. Hold up. We got a couple guys down here. It looks like it is going to be Paul Witt and Edward Smith. And you kind of had heard it there. I don't know if you could hear it back watching, but...
Well, you should have them, a bunch of them a lap down now.
That's what it sounded like. Sure enough, caution flies. And you see
I know he got all up to 8th place as a lap down. Because they made a comment about it.
Got up to 3rd place.
Oh no, I'm seeing Justin Parham looking like damage. Oh no, hopefully he's not in this. Yikes, let's see if something happens here. He may have just been slowing down for the pace truck. That is my hope. And there's the 85. But where did this start? Let me back this up a little bit more.
What fucking corner am I in?
It's the 98 of Jeff Carl and the 429 of Paul Witt right here. And it looks like Robert Jordan, pretty slow up top, but he's not involved in this. Paul Witt gets a pretty good run. Does the 98 maybe get up into the wall here? Or no, it almost looks like he's just kind of coming down the track. Might have got loose, gets into Paul Witt. And wow, Jeff Carl, are you kidding me? Look at the save the 98 has. Holds on to it, but unfortunately the 85 trying to avoid it, gets down, gets into Paul Witt, who, wow, gets up on his side on 2 wheels. Lands back down on all 4 of the 85. Edward Smith hits the wall pretty hard. Let's ride on board here with Jeff Carl. Boy, this was a wicked save. Watch this. Back this up a little bit more for you here. Actually, did he not quite hold on to it? He may have ended up hitting the wall, I thought. Oh, slight contact. Doesn't quite completely hold on to it, but still a pretty wicked save. And then we'll take one more view of this. And it looks like Man, yeah, Jeff Carl, not sure if he was getting loose, didn't know he was there or what. But, man, when they made contact, it's a hard hit for Paul Witt. That might end his night. Let's go back live, though, as now things could get a little interesting at least. We are going to see pit stops here from your leaders, and that means all these guys that are left down, they know their best shot is just to stay out here. They can make it on fuel. And if they get another
If he was saving tires, he's using them up now.
Some tires. The 25, DJ Madish, is not leading the field as it looks like, because your current leader is actually going to be Xander Short right now. And I believe Xander stayed out here, and he was just about to go a lap down. Not sure if this is strategy here from the 12 or what. But he is up 10 spots from where he started. Either way, Justin Parham.
Who is the leader?
Second.
Oh, sorry.
Looks like right now Matthew Fritz third, Chris Akers fourth, Vicente Guerrero rounding out the top 5.
I didn't fucking see him up there.
It has been a wild one so far. We have seen.
I thought he was with all the other cars that went around. I thought it was just the 3 of us right there.
We might see quite a few more here. And what is going to be these last probably 16-ish.
He didn't take tires.
And let me know in chat, you guys think we will somehow manage to go green the rest of the way? I'll tell you what, Matthew Fritz, the closest truck that has something potentially for this 19. So depending on how this restart pans out, we'll see if the 48, with only what's going to be 17 laps to go, can maybe put it to the 19 here and try to get it away from him. Pace truck takes a hard left turn. Xander Short does have the lead, but he's on older tires. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Green flag is out. The 12 gets a big jump.
He took the fuck off, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Kenneth Riedinger is actually back out on track. That one had me a little surprised.
I can't. I'm struggling to catch him.
Damage, though.
And he's got older tires, right?
He should.
Maybe he's looking for somebody specific on track. 48, Matthew Fritz not making as much ground as quick as I thought he would. Same deal here with the 19 of Justin Parham. I don't think Xander Pitt, unless I missed something, of course. But right now, he's holding a pretty good gap. About
it might just be for a few laps.
Hold on to it for 15 more laps. When Justin Parham gets there, what can the 12 do about it, if anything? Because I think that 19 is going to get there sooner or later. He's already taken a 10th off of it. But you see Xander Short not going to really save the tires now. 14 laps is not a long ways to go here. That is just under 7 miles. So you might as well burn him if you got him now. And that is what Xander Short's going to be doing. Justin Parham has it down to 0.3 seconds. He continues to close the gap. Matthew Fritz is also finally starting to get that thing going. As Nancy Hickok says with an exclamation point, we have not seen the last caution. And I kind of hope we have, though, because this looks like it could be shaping up for a really good battle to finish it. With all the chaos, it'd be pretty cool to have one of those classic Bristol finishes. Justin Parham been the dominant car of the night. However, Xander Short, excuse me, man, I'm getting tired. Words are getting hard to say. Has been so dominant up here in the top 5. Not the fastest truck, but been able to stay in the top 5. Stayed on the lead lap, was just about to get lapped, but just as I say that, the 19's on his inside. There's a little bit of contact. The 12 holds on, the 19 bails out of it. It is 11 laps to go. Oh my goodness, the 12 Xander Short was not ready to give that position over just yet. The 19 Justin Parham sent it in with all he had. And the 19 is going to keep working over that 12 until he either makes a mistake or he'll force him to.
Yeah, you're okay.
The 85, Edward Smith gets out of the way. Justin Parham's going to try to dive low. The 12 is going to block that lane. The 19's going to have to get out of it a little bit. But they are bumper to bumper now. Here comes Matthew Fritz as well. This is what we were waiting to see all night. The 19, Justin Parham, is he going to maybe try to highline now? Ooh, he's got to run down the backstretch. Now he's going to dive low. The 12 blocks. Oh, that's going to spin him. The 19's around there, all around, and they all save it. Are you kidding me, Matthew Fritz? And he comes out with the lead, but unfortunately, I think he might have a black flag from that. Oh, no, that's not what we wanted to see. Xander Short holds on to the lead, but now Justin Parham's going to get it. Can Xander Short somehow send it in enough to hold on to it? And he's going to try, but he just doesn't have the tire to hang with the 19 anymore. What a battle, but Justin Parham gets back out in front with 7 laps to go.
He thinks that Matthew Fritz got a black flag in that.
Xander Short now is just going to try to hold on to second or third place. I think he's got one of those 2 spots locked down.
I guess he almost
I doubt it because he didn't ask for it to be cleared.
That was an absolutely wicked save from all 3
That 12 is just making himself so fucking wide.
We were going to pile up and we were going to have a caution.
Yeah, I reckon.
Justin Parham, Xander Short, all
yeah, that 12
I just didn't fucking gas.
Racing here 5
He was
laps
blocking
to go
me.
here at
Mhm.
Bristol.
I had a hell of a run. He pulled down. I never lifted.
Just a
Yeah,
dominating
the announcer
performance all night
about
from the
flipped
19 of
his
Justin Farm,
lid
right?
when
I mean,
all
what
three
can
of
you
y'all
say?
saved it.
He started on the pole, one stage 1,
It
one
was
stage
shocking
3.
to
Matthew
see.
Fritz, let's give him a shout out because he
Oh
did
shit!
win
I got
stage
fucking
2.
apron.
And now he's going to try to get by Xander Scholl. Go to that battle real quick. But doesn't look like it's going to be too much of a battle as the 12. I don't know how long he's going to be able to hold on here. Matthew Fritz still working the bottom, although he's able to hold him up top here. Can he hold him for one more? It looks like he's not. Ooh,
Is
man,
that
almost
Matthew
full of contact.
Fritz? The announcer
Fritz
said that's the
knew he
only
had to
truck
get
on
low
the
before
track
they
that
came up
you
on
need
the
to
lap
worry
truck
about.
of Robert Jordan.
But you're still
24,
faster
Kenneth
than him.
Riedinger, he looks to still be moving even with that damage. But his race, I mean, he is more than 20, 30 laps down. Oh, the 19, oh, he gets loose. Got to be very careful. Oh, Matthew Fritz might have a chance to chase him down if he slips up again. 2 laps to go. That means this is the last lap for a potential caution. And Justin Parham, he has not stopped wheeling it just yet. Xander Short falling back to 3rd.
How's your hands feel?
But here we go. White flag is in the air one more time for Justin Parham. Matthew Fritz sending it with everything he's got. Does he think about maybe trying the Ross Chastain move? I don't think he does, and it looks like he is not going to have enough. Out of turn 4, dominated all night. Justin Parham wins at Bristol.
Yeah.
What do you
got
think?
ugly for a minute. He said it was crazy watching you guys wreck it, save it, and then still carry on.
Race up to that final restart, but man, that paddle at the end made it all worth it. That was
because it was ugly.
Crazy. I thought they all.
It was wild watching all 3 of y'all wreck and still save it, though.
Looks like Justin Parham is not going to do a burnout. He's just going to go ahead and. Oh, sure enough, just as I say that, he actually is going to burn it down.
Your tires are not lighting up.
Heck of a win by Justin Parham. He's got to be proud of this one, and hopefully we can get some of that from him once we do the interviews. While he burns out, we are going to go get your top 3, so we'll be right back. Stick with us.
Oh, man.
I guarantee the announcer's going to mention about that, Rick. That all 3 of y'all saved it in the interview.
Oh.
I'll be right back.
Keller is protesting the 31.
Who the fuck's it at? Waiting room, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the announcer, 24, he brought your name up there. He said, Justin Parham, I'm trying to figure out exactly how he worded it. This could be more, what Justin Parham's doing could be more impressive than what Kenneth Riedinger did in Kentucky.
Oh.
I'm serious. I was like, holy crap. And then he was shocked that you came back out on the track. Because I thought he was done.
Top 3 in the booth. Let's start with your 3rd place finisher, Xander Short. Xander, got a copy.
Yes.
Well, man, you did just about everything you could. I thought somehow you'd be able to hold off what was
they're doing the
easily,
interview
let's say,
now.
the fastest truck of the night. What was going through your head there? You guys all got loose and somehow saved it.
Oh, that was insane. Yeah, I just went down to block.
I didn't catch his name.
Going into 3 there. And,
Oh, the 12, Sanders,
I don't know if he
yeah, they're talking about that wreck where all 3 of them saved it.
Or if it was netcode what, I'm not certain. But we all got a little twisted up. I'm glad we all got it gathered back up and still stayed as tight as we were. I mean, it was really fun there at the end, but he was just really fast. I really didn't have nothing for him, even on brand new tires. So.
He was just really fast, and I didn't have nothing for him, even on brand new tires.
That's about it.
I'll tell you what were your thoughts on Bristol tonight? Man, I'll tell you what, from up here, it looked like it was brutal for a lot of guys, but finishing 3rd, how was it from your perspective?
We had our struggles all race. Kept getting into little incidents here and there, having to beat up what damage we had, and just tried to keep all 4 wheels on it. And I mean, that's really about it. We just had to keep all 4 wheels on it and be there at the end.
All right, well, congratulations on your 3rd place finish. Before we let you go, is there anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Max Speed TV boys, appreciate all their help, especially Paul there at the end was kind of spotting for me, so yeah.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That is your 3rd place finisher, Xander Short in the 12 truck. Now let's move on to your 2nd place finisher, Hickox Racing's Matthew Fritz. Matthew, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I don't know, man. What do you think? If you had 5 more laps, could you have caught him? Or beat him, rather?
I don't think so. Justin was the best truck out here today. I'm just happy to run second. I'm happy to lead some laps. You know, I'm not very good here, but...
He asked that Matthew Fritz if he had 5 more laps, do you think he could have caught him? He said, I don't think so.
When we had that, what was our longest green flag run of the day, you and Xander Short were the only 2 trucks that did not fall a lap down. What were you able to do? Did you save your tires more than the rest of the field, or were you just running maybe a faster line?
Yeah, I was saving my tires a little bit. I was braking a little bit more and throttling it up, and yeah, I found a line I like, and it worked. But Justin was by far the best truck.
You got that right. But congrats on the second place finish.
He said Justin was by far the best driver out there.
Manny Reyes and you know, my teammates Joey, Jay, Randy, Chris Akers, and thank you for broadcasting.
Absolutely, man. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. That is your second place finisher, Matthew Fritz for Hickox Racing. Now we will, excuse me, and now we will move on to your winner of the night, Justin Parham. Justin, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, you sure look like you on rails the whole night. Looked like you had a little trouble there at one point in the race. You got some damage on the front end, overcame it, finished first. What does this win mean to you?
It was a good one. It was a good race.
Well, I want to take you back to that contact where it looked like you all 3 were going to pile up. Somehow you save it. What the heck were you thinking there at first when you hit him? Were you thinking your race was over? And then what was the mindset? How were you able to get refocused and drive away to win it?
It's nothing against Xander, because, I mean, we was racing up for the win at the end, but he kept blocking, and when he came down for that one, I just never lifted him.
Well, the bump and run is part of the Classics at Bristol, so I don't think anybody's mad. Xander knew he had to do what he had to do, man. You were so fast. But before we let you go tonight, is there anyone you want to thank or shout out?
I'm back. Just teammate. We put in a good bit of practice this week, and the league for...
And they did 3 interviews that quick.
Right,
boom, boom, boom.
Good. Hopefully you can bring some momentum into next week. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner tonight.
Mine was the quickest one. I think I called him off guard when I said nothing. Because he asked about that Instagram. And I said nothing against him. I said, I know we was racing for the win there. I said, but he kept blocking, and that last block when he came down, I never lifted.
One of the hardest tracks on the schedule, easily.
And then the interview was pretty much over after that. He said, well, the barn ran, but then he went straight into them. Is there anybody you'd like to thank?
Fourth, Chris Akers 5th, Jeff Carl 6th, Vicente Guerrero 7th, Joey Hickox, Sam Boutwell 8th, DJ Madish 9th, Robert Jordan 10th, Robert E. Morrison 11th, Edward Smith 12th, Paul Witt 13th, John Bell 14th, William McKellar 15th.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll be putting Bristol back in next time.
Russ Kilgore finishes 17th. Kenneth Riedinger 18th. 19th is going to be, this down for everybody.
I mean, to an extent, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. 21st. It's caution-wise.
24 said his 103 laps down.
My extremely damaged truck says otherwise.
Network is going to be on Monday, and that's going to be for the fast track.
And then I get back out there with a truck that's still fucked, and I'm passing cars inside. I was racing up front, so yeah, it's bad. I think everybody else was just so fucked, and they didn't have no more repairs. They were just slow. They were just